Y'all can hear me now? Oh man, I've been going off for the last 15 minutes. All right, guys. So I had some really good points. Gosh darn it! My microphone was muted. Okay, guys. So here we go. I'm gonna lace back into this. I had like 9 people in here. I thought I was doing good, and they kept leaving. I was all sad. So what has happened? What has happened is there was a copyright claim by Disney against Star Wars Theory and his fan Vader movie. Now what that means is basically that a piece of the music that was in it, and that's what they actually put the claim against, was the music. A piece of that music was too close to the Imperial March, which the Imperial March is, the dun 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 dun. I actually played it at my wedding, believe it or not, after we said our I do's and walked off. So the thing is he can fight this. There's a couple ways he can fight this. The first being he can take the same fan film, he can edit out that part of the music, and he can repost it. He can repost it, and without that in there, and then we as fans go and we watch it again and again and again because it was awesome. And I know I've watched it I don't know how many times, but we do the same thing, and we back him again, and he'll be at 6 million hits again before, probably the next month. The other option he has, he can appeal this. He can appeal and say that it's not the same music score. It is similar, but it is not the same. And then it goes back to the claimee. The claimee then has to decide whether or not to pursue further action against it. At that point, and that's not a bad idea for him. The thing is he is a YouTuber. That is his career. And if you get 3 copyright strikes, they'll take your channel down. So you definitely don't want that, especially when you're making money doing this. And that's how you're paying the bills. The best course of action I think for him is to do that. Remove the sound, the song, or re-edit it, take it out, put it back up, because that way he's clear. Disney can go and pound sand. He can take that video down, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to let Disney sit out there and make money off it if he doesn't want to. And that's, I think, probably his best course of action. The another course of action is let's see. So they don't give him the right to use the likeness of a song, but can use characters he wanted from the franchise. Seems a little weird to me. I think they're claiming that he used the actual song. I think that's the claim, is that he actually used part of the Imperial March, even though he hired his own musician, composer to do that. It is weird. I think Disney's a little bit upset about this. I think they're kind of upset at what the fandom has backed this like it has. I mean, 95% of the comments on this have been positive. There's been a couple channels that have kind of been jerks about it, but it's a $100,000 fan film versus a $200 million movie. So I mean, it is going to be lower quality, but it is. I mean, for what it is, it's been really good. It was really good. I mean, and I left this excited for episode 2 as opposed to episode 8, where I walked out not wanting to even consider going to see episode 9. They finally get me back around, and this is honestly what brought me back into talking more Star Wars and getting more involved with the Star Wars fandom. Got me excited about it again. Started bridging some of those gaps. I was talking about this. Me and at chat. He posted a video, the Prodigal Hero, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out later. It's well done. But he talks about Luke Skywalker's story arc, and while I didn't agree with it, I told him, hey, I really like your video. It's very well edited. You make some good points. I just don't like what they did with the character. Everything you said is true, and from your point of view, I can see why you like it or don't like it. But I personally didn't like what they did with Luke Skywalker. I don't think they should have went that route. And he's like, and what somebody actually came in and commented below that and said, "Oh my goodness, two YouTubers or two people on YouTube with different points of view on Star Wars that aren't at each other's throat." I mean, that's what we need to get back to as the fandom, is that unity. And this movie, I think, was really helping that. And then Disney rolls a hand grenade right in the middle of it and says, "The heck with you guys." Disney's out for one thing. It's money, which is really sad compared to their movies. They're get a lot of hate nowadays. Yeah. He said he would have made $80,000 so far if he was able to monetize that film, which ironically is $80,000 more than Solo made. If Disney has already ran one ad on this and had it monetized, they've made more money off this than they did Solo. So, for what it's worth, it's unbelievably frustrating to watch Disney with this Lucasfilm franchise that we all grew up with, that we all loved. That it was important to us. It was since we were kids with little Chewbacca figurines and everything, and for them to do silly stuff like this, what they don't realize. Glad you're talking about this. Been watching to see who's talking since it's been posted, and you're the first I've seen so far. Well, man, hey, thanks for joining. I've been YouTubing for a little bit, but honestly, I didn't come back to talk. I've been mostly talking Marvel, and I do comic reviews and stuff. But this Vader fan film got me excited when I saw some of the trailers for it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna check this out, and I loved it, and I really appreciated the time, the effort, the energy. I had concerns going into it that it's a fan film, it's going to be, typical fan film kind of thing, and I blew me away. I sat there and it really got me back into Star Wars. I started getting back into the Star Wars comics after that, and but back to options going forward. What do you guys think? You think he just edits the movie out? Yeah, I'm altering the deal. Exactly. I'm waiting for the Vader Episode 2, Star Wars Theory Strikes Back. So yeah, John Matrix is good. He puts up some good stuff. I haven't gotten into Rhodes rants that much. I think Episode 2, Star Wars Theory Strikes Back, that's what I was going to name. I wish somebody could I wish I had enough editing talent with video to redo the fan film. But you said you take the Emperor becomes Mickey Mouse, and Vader becomes, you post Star Wars Theory's head onto Vader during the fight. That would be epic. I wish I had the talent to do that. It does seem very underhanded. It seems very petty. He should definitely do the re-edit. I mean, that's what he should do. Absolutely. There's no reason. And I'm not a big social media guy, believe it or not. I don't do Twitter, Instagram, Facebook even. So I encourage people that do go hit up the was it Bob Iger, and hit all these Disney people up and let them know that this is messed up. I'm half convinced this is somebody running the Disney social media department that just went and did this, and it's ridiculous. The thing about Disney that I think they've lost their mind on is the way that Star Wars would continue to be successful is if I pass it down to my son and my daughter, and they love it, and I get to sit down and I share it with them. I share the what it meant to me growing up. We sit there and we watch the original trilogy, and when they're a little bit older, we watch the prequels, and it becomes something that spans over their childhood, and they learn to love it with me and as a family. That is what Disney does not understand. They think that the 40-year-old is an old market that needs to be pushed away, and we need to pursue this new market. And they're trying to pursue that directly rather than continuing to just feed the fandom you already have, because we're not, I mean, granted, we have some childless weirdos out there. Most of us are regular dudes who just happen to like Star Wars. And I buy more Star Wars junk for my kids than I care to admit. And after Last Jedi, that slowed down big time. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I say, if you didn't like The Last Jedi, I'm not one that's going to attack you for that. I respect your opinion. That's cool. I didn't like it, but I'm not. Those individuals are out there attacking people over it, basically. And the other side saying that, hey, if you didn't like The Last Jedi, you're a misogynist, bigot, phobo, whatever. I don't buy into that either. It's a movie. It's a movie, and you can either like it or don't like it. They can put a claim against it. I actually, I talked about a little bit earlier. I had initially had a claim because I did a reaction video, wearing a Wookiee mask of all things, and I think some people I think you can claim the reaction though under fair use. So you can appeal that and not worry about getting a strike. You can they can try to claim it, but you can, if I get one, I'll appeal it. So, and worst thing that happens, I get a copyright strike, and you get 3, and I think every 90 days they reset. So I'm not, it ain't no sweat off my back if they do. I like every Star Wars movie I've ever seen except for Rogue One. I liked Rogue One. I have to admit, what was it about Rogue One that you didn't like? Let me ask that, because there are elements I thought that could have been done a lot better. But overall, I liked Rogue One. So for those that just came in, the big thing is what does Star Wars Theory do going forward? He has a couple options: editing out the song, the part of the music that was too close to the Imperial March. He can edit that out and then repost the film. If he does that, we as a fandom have to rush right back in and watch this thing a few more times, which not a problem. I don't mind doing. The other option is he can appeal it. It's a manual complaint though, or claim. So that means somebody actually had to go in there and pick this thing apart. Rogue One blew Last Jedi out of the water and is better than Solo, in my opinion. You know what? I got to admit something. After The Last Jedi, I was so done with Star Wars that I've only seen a little bitty part of Solo. I'm probably going to get it and watch it and do a live reaction to it. I'll be like the last man on earth to watch Solo. At the time I just couldn't. I couldn't get myself to watch. I had a lot of stuff going on with work. I started a new job. Typically, I would have went to the movies to see it, and then it came out, and I still hadn't seen it, which is, I know, blasphemy, right? But I'm probably going to don my Wookiee mask again and do a live Last Man on Earth to see Solo reacts and give an honest opinion of it that's not based off everything else that's gone on with that. I've asked people about it, and I've heard both sides of it. It's really good. It's okay, and I just as much as I drive an hour to work every day. I started a new position that causes me to travel a lot, and I dove so hard into that new job, and it was when that movie came out over the summer that I was not able to get into it. The last movie, I think, after I saw Infinity War, there was a big gap of time where I just didn't watch movies. Rogue One blew the Last Jedi out of the water. The reason I No Reload Rich. I mean, not liking Rogue One. That's definitely I can see the elements there. Why somebody wouldn't like that movie. I really liked it. Are you talking about Solo on that one? Or well, after it lost money, I don't know that they'll do anything with it, honestly, which is a shame. Which I don't think Solo was fair to hold that against Solo. I think that was blowback from The Last Jedi, that why it didn't do well at the box office. Which I mentioned this earlier. If they've made any money off the Vader fan film at this point, and we can find out how much the monetization rate is per ad they run, at this point, the Vader fan films probably made more money for Disney than Solo did. So I'll keep that in mind as Disney does this. The good news is if Disney is claiming this, does that mean we can add it to canon now? Because if they're claiming it, I'm making the push for canon again. But Solo was good as the film goes. I couldn't get past the casting of Alden Ehrenreich as Han. Yeah, one thing I heard with the movie is that the original directors were going a different direction. It was a lot more comedic than on the first run. And then when Kathleen Kennedy fired him and brought in Ron Howard, he dialed it back quite a bit. A couple of things I read on it, but I said. So what y'all think for Star Wars theory going forward? Do you think it's a simple as removing the claim or removing the music, or do you think it's do you think he should just fight the claim? And remember, this is this guy's livelihood. This is what he does for a living, is make YouTube videos. He's and very, very humble about that, and the way he lays it out there, saying, "Hey, I'm fortunate enough to do that." So, if he does that, does he run the chance of Disney running through the rest of his videos and going and finding stuff and copyright striking him into oblivion? 3 copyright strikes and your channel will be shut down, which is absurd. Now, what he has right now is not a copyright strike; it's a copyright claim. As I was saying earlier, I actually had a copyright claim against me when I did the Vader fan film reaction video. It came up, hey, your video's been taken down worldwide because of some content, and basically it said, hey, this film is it belonged to some company that had put the claim on it, one that does an automatic claim. Now what I did is, being a small YouTuber, and if I get a strike, it's not a big deal. I simply did an appeal, typed in. I know. Look, this is what you get for wanting to do something for the fandom. But if he goes out and does this appeal, he could put in there, hey, this is not the same music that they're claiming. If he can sit there and show that, look, this is similar to the Imperial March, but this is not the Imperial March, maybe he appeals it. He appeals it, and he can go back out and he keeps the same video up. C-Man, he shouldn't fight the claim and just keep making more videos supporting the fandom community. Disney will get what's coming to them soon. That's a good point. Well, and what the other option we talked about earlier, C-Man, is that he could simply go and edit it and remove the part under the claim. If he removes the part under the claim and reposts it, it's no longer an issue. They have to go pick back through it and find another issue. And the fact that it was a manual claim against a certain part of the song or a certain clip of the background music is absolutely insane. Somebody at Disney had to dig for that. They had to go in there and absolutely dig into that and try to say, yeah, you're probably right. He shouldn't fight it. I'm mad for him, at this point, because of exactly what they said earlier. What Maverick said is that all the dude wanted to do was make a fan film, and this is the thanks he gets. I thought this film was doing a lot to bring the fandom together. A lot of folks who had kind of were fed up, had started to say, "Hey, this is good." It's restarted some conversations. We got some folks that actually went out. I salute a couple of the YouTubers out there who said, "Hey, I've been part of the problem," and they went out there and they took down some of their content. Now, all the hate, the Last Jedi hate content still gets a lot of clicks. I don't have any up. I don't want to be the guy that is just completely negative all the time. I'm too good at that in my real life. I don't want to have a negative attitude about everything that's out there. Disney saw the success of the fan film and claimed the film with no hesitation. Absolutely, it's the as far as making money for Disney, this is already outpacing Solo. As long as if they've run one ad on it and made any money at all, they've made more money with this fan film than they did Solo. So take that, Disney. But people were going out and they were restarting this conversation. They were that divide. There were people reaching across it to say, you know what, I was part of the problem. I'm done with it. I want to heal the fandom. I want to get back to where Star Wars is fun. Now, do I think Disney jumping in and doing this to Star Wars theory, does it prevent that? No, it doesn't. Is it frustrating and it makes you want to lash back out at Disney for the stupidity that they are demonstrating towards the fandom? Yeah, it makes you wonder what Episode 9 is supposed to be the one that's going to appease the fans, and is it? Does anyone think Lucasfilm should get involved? Well, they're the one that said that he could do this. So I think he did say Lucasfilms had nothing to do with the claim. So if I were him, I'd be reaching out to my point of contacts and saying, hey, this was claimed. I don't have a problem with it. Honestly, now there's just an ad running before it. I wasn't getting any money anyways, but that's kind of messed up. Do you mind addressing it? And who knows? Maybe he's coming back on in 3 or 4 days and saying, hey, the claim's been removed, and now we're good to go. There's no ads that's going to run with it, and Disney won't be pocketing money off that. Now, the big so what on this is that an ad is going to run before you watch the Vader fan film. That's really the impact to us as the fandom. It's more of a just slap to the face kind of thing. I think kind of an insult to a guy who spent $100,000 of his own money to do this. I mean, if Disney would have given him $100,000, he said in that video when he mentioned this that he would have already made about $80,000 off this video with 6 million hits. He would have made $80,000. So he's here in a couple months. Now it's slowed down, obviously, the pace that the views, but here very soon he will have made money on this. And he couldn't crowdfund, he couldn't do any of those things, and even if he said, "Hey, $100,000, you let me get back to even, and Disney take all the profits," I mean, that would have been fine. What would have been wrong with that? I don't know. It's frustrating to me to sit here and watch somebody who did that much for the fandom just get kind of crapped on. Who else we got in here? Let me see what's going on here. Look, you're right. Lucas absolutely should at least Lucasfilm should make a, hey guys, you're kind of screwing this up for us. We had a deal with this guy. If you could not be jerks about it, that'd be great. Let's see. So to go back over the options, because I don't blame the guy at Scummy what Disney did. Should have been glad that a fan made. Yeah, exactly. It makes the fandom look. Well, how does Disney look at the fandom? I mean, when Disney bought Star Wars, they bought the right to print money. Basically, if they just took care of the fandom, all you had to do, if the new trilogy came out and didn't rock the boat, followed Legends even, and was just good, back to incredible visual effects in space and big battles and halfway decent, character development. I mean, we would, if they just didn't rock the boat. They were printing money. And the fandom would have been there, and the fandom would have complained, because we complain about things, but we wouldn't have been split. They've come in and that's how they see this purchase of Disney is they're going to squeeze it for every dollar they can, I think, which stinks. I hate it. That's the way it is. So back to the options on this. He can, man, sorry about that. Hey guys, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. We'll try to get this trending a little bit more, and see if we can't get a few more people in here. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, hey, I encourage you to subscribe. I've been doing the Star Wars comics lately, and I've been, of course, I do other comic books, MCU stuff, and I'm getting into a Fixing Star Wars series where I take the new trilogy, some of the aspects of it, change them up a little bit. I've been working. I did the first order, just about a 10-minute video about a couple elements of the first order I wish they changed. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And then fixing fixing Finn. I think Finn is one of the most poorly used characters in Star Wars. I think the hype of seeing him initially with the blue lightsaber, everybody thought we were getting another Jedi that was a former stormtrooper, and never panned out. So I wish they would have, honestly, what I wish they would have done with Finn is, you guys played Battlefront 2, Iden Verso, the Special Forces stormtrooper. I wish Finn would have been more like that and had just a conflict. Have a good the division in the First Order between a brutal leader like Captain Phasma. Make her the brutal one, and you make him like think of the movie Platoon back in the day. The winning hearts and minds versus complete brutality. That's the conflict I wish they would have had, and him finally standing up for what's right and saving somebody and putting him and his whole squad against Captain Phasma, and then that's how he ends up with the Resistance, not this him running away thing. But that's back to got away from kind of what I'm supposed to be talking about, which is this the Disney Empire striking back against the fandom. The biggest thing is going and making sure if you're on social media, making sure you're reaching out and touching some folks. Disney, Bob Iger, I think, is one of the big wigs over there, who has a social media account that you can reach out. Now he is probably managed by somebody, but getting the word out that this happened, that Disney reached down and copyright struck a fan film for the music. Not even, and that's, people intentionally leave off the Star Wars theme when it kicks on. People initially leave that off of everything now because they will claim that in a heartbeat, and it's crazy that they would do that. But they're I don't know what you do with I don't know what you do with an element of the that does something like that. A big corporation that jumps down on the little man, trying to help the fandom. What does this do for you guys? Looking forward to episode 9. Does this put a bad taste in your mouth? As far as wanting to go see episode 9, do your feelings for Disney, are they starting to outweigh your love for Star Wars at all? I'm still wanting to go check out episode 9. Honestly, I'm so hesitant on this though that because I was up for The Force Awakens because Star Wars was bad. I didn't know what to expect going into 8 because I wasn't blown away by 7, and then 9 now I'm just like so hesitant. It's like I don't know, somebody who's been beat up or something too many times, and you walk in, you expect to get punched in the ear. I don't I don't know what to think right now going into episode 9. But so I'm gonna hit this one more time. Run through the paces one more time, and then I think I got to go help get the kids to bed. The claim, the copyright claim is against a portion of the music that's in there. Yeah. No reload, Rich. It doesn't hinder it a bit, but I'll still watch any Star Wars movie at least once. But I think that's a problem. I like many other fans will see it no matter what. Yeah. Like they bought a license that seriously prints money, and they're doing everything they can to to screw it up. As far as yeah, I love the prequel trilogy. Absolutely. The prequel trilogy, in my opinion, is like a fine wine. It's gotten better over the years. When it first came out, people wanted to focus a lot on the negative aspects of it. But once you got the whole thing and you can tie back into it, and then once they added the Clone Wars to it as to back it up and to show some of those gaps in the timeline, it just kept getting better. The job they did with the original trilogy was really good. And now there are still things that you can pick at with that, but I want to go back and honestly watch the Clone Wars again. It's been years since now, and I have a couple gaps in my like fandom kind of thing from being in the military when I was younger, and I deployed a couple times. So there's like a couple years where you just kind of missed out on things, and you came back and you're like, oh, I got to get caught up on that. And it's just the Clone Wars was one of those things that I missed a portion of it, and I think I've caught up on all of them, but I always feel like I missed them when they came out, so it's hard to go back and remember them in order. Do you think there will be more Star Wars fan more? Is this example using copyright claims to scare off future fan-made movies? I think they'll. I hope this doesn't detract Star Wars theory. I think he's just going to have to be more careful in the way he does it. And the musical. I mean, they got him on the musical score. That took some deep diving. And honestly, was this almost a month later? It came out the 21st, right? It's the 14th. So over 3 weeks later that they're finally getting him on this. I don't know. Maybe maybe he's just going to. I hope he does. I hope he doesn't get so frustrated that he just waves off this project. Because $250,000 for episode 2 is a lot of money, and then to have this happen. I know he's already, and they've tied his hands so much with what he can't crowd fund. He can't do all this thing. We really do need just that multimillionaire to step up and lay down that $250,000 check and tell them to have a good time. Hey, appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's good times. um, the and actually, that's one of the things I want to do going forward is take some of the some of the battles from Star Wars and kind of look at them from a military standpoint, like strategy and tactics. The one that comes to mind is the opening one at the beginning of The Last Jedi, how they failed to engage a fleet that was out there. Rather, they were firing at the tail end at the base that was stationary. They did nothing to, basically engage that fleet and work on trapping them before they hit before they jumped out. So I think that's going to be fun when I finally get to it. Doing YouTube all the time would be awesome. I'm not going to lie. It would be fun. You sit there. You're basically, for those that are with a creative mind, like what Star Wars Theory did, where you can sit there and come up with these ideas and this analysis you want to do, and you can go in and you can have a fun time with it. Man, I would love to do that all the time. I would love to. Yeah, I like to think that those were magnetized. I try to tell myself that those were just very strong magnets that were that were engaging or something. I don't know. I missed the Y-wing so bad at that point. I actually rewatched the part on Rogue One where the Y-wing comes in and hits the Star Destroyer with the ion torpedoes and disable it. So yeah, it was good. I really liked that part. I think Star Wars Theory should repost it. I mean, when it's all said and done, he should take that clip out, repost it, and move forward. Restart the count at 1. I think he should announce that he's doing it. I think he should announce that at the time, the exact moment when he is going to re-release it. He should come out, post a video, and say, hey, pick a time, Friday, 3 o'clock Eastern time, when people start, kids are out of school. Hey, the fan film is going, a new version of it is going up. Everybody hit it as soon as you can, and try to set some kind of YouTube record for, well, you're probably not going to beat the in-game on how fast that reached 1 million or however many it reached, but go absolutely nuts on it and try to get as many people to click away and click on it as fast as possible, and get those views up, and then just take the other one and scrap it and let Disney go dig through the new one and try to claim it. Guys, I hate to go. I actually started this thing. For those that I just got here to look, I actually started this thing, had my mic plugged in, and was ranting and raving and going off. I was having a good time. People coming in and out, and it would go up, and I was like, man, I got like 9 people in here, cool. And then they would all leave, and I'm like, what's going on? What did I say? And then I realized my mic was muted. So I was having a blast though. But I really got to go help get my kiddos down. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. I really do. I'll try to do another one of these again. And I'm planning on, after I posting my my fixing Star Wars videos, posting them and trying to do a we'll do another Marvel live stream probably this weekend, because that was a lot of fun for those that are Marvel fans. And I'll try to post it, and I'll give you a time prior to, that way I could, because I'm still learning on the live stream thing, still early in my YouTube education here. But when I do, I'm gonna post it and announce it probably a couple days before. That way we could try to maximize the Marvel one. For those that were here the other night, man, we had a blast. We were all over the board, and probably the best part is when my thoughts on Aquaman. So, but you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out, and when I get that fixing fin video up, I'll probably try to do a live stream the next night to discuss that, and then maybe do a live stream for Marvel this weekend. Hey, brother, I appreciate you guys coming out. This has been real fun. Hey, bring a friend next time too, man. We will wear this out. Yeah, I know what you mean. Where they want the super chats, they want you to pay $5 to make a comment. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's crazy. But hey, good night. Y'all take care, and we'll hear from you soon. Real Comic Stacks out.